Hello my gorgeous cuties out there and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to play with the new GEMINI 2 palette. This is from Melt Cosmetics and I'm going to create a couple looks. I'm going to see if this is the good Melt formula and I'm just going to let you guys know my overall thoughts on this palette. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty and I like to post a lot of fun and colorful makeup content. So if those are things that you like to watch, please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Alright, hello my beauties and welcome. I just got home from work since I now work in the office. I took off my makeup, so hopefully my face doesn't look like a hot mess, but I really wanted to get into this palette and create some looks so I can get this video up as soon as possible. And I had a little downtime because my dad is busy, doing his own thing, so I was like, I'm gonna sneak away and film this video for you guys. But I'm very excited to crack into this palette right here. If you don't know about Melt Cosmetics, they are an indie brand. They're owned by two beautiful women and they make very innovative, bold, very dramatic makeup, which is totally my style. And I've loved most of the things that I've tried from them. Now they are known to be a hit or miss brand, but I'm telling you, when they do good, they do real good. So I'm hoping this is as good as the other palettes that I love from them. They did do a re-release of the GEMINI palette as well when they came out with the GEMINI 2. I do have that one as well, but I'm going to do another video with this palette. So we're just going to concentrate on the GEMINI 2 palette in this video. But this goes for $58. You can get this on Melt's website as well as Sephora. I think Melt still has a discount going on where you can get 20% off. So hopefully by the time this video goes up, that discount will still be live so you can save some coins on this palette. But they also have it where you can buy it in a bundle for $100. So that does save you money on each palette. And if the discount's still going on, you can end up getting both of these for $40. So if you do plan to pick up both, that is probably the best way to go on Melt Cosmetics website. So I'll show you guys up close what the palette looks like. Such stunning, gorgeous packaging. This is what the back looks like. I just love the designs of their products. But this is what it looks like inside. There is a mirror. And then here are all the shades. There's 8 mattes in here and 2 shimmers. So this is a predominantly heavy matte palette. So those of you that really love mattes, this is probably going to be your vibe. It says this is mixed with rich, sultry rose tones that you can blend with deep wines and moss tones. So I'm excited to mix this up, and I do like rosy tones. I do like grungy shades. So I'm going to see what I can come up with this palette. And I just think it is absolutely stunning and I can't wait to crack into this. So like I said, I want to create a couple looks with this and then I will wrap up the video and give you guys my final first impressions on this. Alright, so let's crack into this palette and I think I want to kind of mix the greens and the rosy tones in this look. Yeah, I think that will be good. I did prime my eyes with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot and I think I'm going to start off with the shade called Sweetheart. This rosy mauve shade right here, and I'm gonna use that through the crease. Now Melt shadows are quite powdery, so you definitely want to kick off that excess if you're using this, or do your eye makeup first. But usually that means their shadows are going to be pigmented and very blendable for the most part, when I experience powdery shades. But ooh, look at that pigmentation. They are known for having very pigmented mattes, so you want to kind of work slowly. Sometimes when mattes are super pigmented, they can be hard to blend. So I usually like to pack them on first and then kind of softly work the edges on super pigmented shades. Alright, so I want to go into the shade called LX Queen. This deeper reddish plummy kind of tone shade. And I'm going to also work that in the crease, but I'm going to keep it lower than the first shade. But I'm going to run it through too. I'm just trying to slowly deepen up the look. And I just want to see how the darker shades layer over other mattes. So far so good. This is also a very pigmented shadow. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Hopefully this means this whole palette's going to be amazing. Far everything is looking really good and nice and blended. Now I want to take the shade called Boy Mom right here. It's a very deep brownie olive shade. I'm just gonna use the same brush. I'm gonna clean it off. And I'm gonna use that in the outer corner just to deepen it up and like, I guess kind of start introducing some like oliviness to the look. I feel like olives and plums can actually go really well together. I'm not sure if it's gonna really pick up olive because it's being laid over that kind of plummy shade, but I do feel like it is like darker than that plummy shade, so it's able to add some depth, and I'm just concentrating that on the outer corner. I do have just a little bit of fallout, but not too much since I've been dusting off the excess. And do you see how pigmented that is? And it's laying over the other mats with no issues. It's not getting patchy or anything. I did lay down some glitter primer as well all over the lid, and I just matched up everything down here with the top part. So now I'm going to go into the shade called Mateo. I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's this beautiful olive metallic. And I'm gonna go over that glitter primer. I did use the Give Me Glow glitter primer. I feel like that's just the best one. You know, you want your metallics to be as, you know, intense as possible. Now this is like overall a very deep. This is overall, you know, this is overall like a deeper metallic, but I just wanted something to help these things, you know, stick to my lids. But that is such a beautiful, like, deeper olive. And I think it looks so good with, like, the plummy shades in the crease. I really do like this metallic right here. Normally Melt's metallics are more on the muted end, but this one has a little bit of like sparkle to it. It looks really pretty all over the lids. And now I want to go into the lighter matte right here called, what is this, Bella? I think that's like the best for inner corner highlight because overall this palette is leaning a little bit dark. So I think that will work the best to kind of brighten up the inner corner since it's more like a pastel pink. So I'm just gonna pop that right there. I do wish that they had like a lighter like metallic in here or something a little bit more poppy. I mean, that's doing a pretty good job as an inner corner highlight. All right, that is all the shadows that I'm gonna use on my eyes. I'm very happy with how this looks so far. So I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, like my liner, mascara, something for my lips, and then I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. All right, I am back, and here is the completed, very smoky look, and I'm very happy with how this turned out. I'll show you guys the shadows and how it overall looks with like the lippy and everything. I'm so happy. Like, I'm really, really happy with how everything performed in this look. But what I did off camera was I went in with the Lethal Cosmetics lipstick in Virtue. I just wanted to keep everything dramatic. So it's like a plummy, deeper shade. And then I also went in with the Nabla Cupid's Arrow in number 4. It's just a black pencil to keep it smoky, and I use that in the waterline. And then I put on the Glamlite Chocolate Candy Bar lashes. I used the Kiss Lash Glue liner. And that is everything that I did off camera to complete everything in this total look. So my vibe. And that is it for look number 1. I think we should now get into look number 2. So I think I'm gonna start off with the shade called Gemelas. I'm not totally sure how to pronounce that, but I'm gonna use that all through the crease as my transition shade for this look. Oh, I feel like my makeup is starting to look pretty rough since I just like try to throw over foundation, but let's get this going. So this one is also very pigmented and like a nice like deeper mauve, and I'm just gonna work that through. I think overall both of these looks are gonna be very smoky because that's what I like, and this palette does lean very, you know, dark. All right, nice beautiful pigmentation. I think I want to now go into the shade called Lovesick. It's kind of like a reddish tone plummy shade, And I'm gonna use that into the look as well. I'm gonna take it lower because I think this shade is a little darker, is it? Or no, maybe it's just a reddish tone. But I'm gonna pull that into the look as well. I'm just gonna lay shades on top of each other and hope for the best. I mean, honestly, that's what I do whenever I create a look. I just throw things together and hope that it comes out right. But overall, I mean, everything is looking so pigmented and dark. All right, so I did have a little fallout from that shade, and it definitely is deeper than the first shade and more reddish tone. So I think I want to take a lighter shade to blend out the edges. So I think I'm going to go back into Ladylike just to soften everything up and get a better blend on the edge. Oh yeah, see, that's definitely helping soften up the harsh lines. So that is it that I'm going to use in the crease, like the shades. I think I'm just gonna mimic everything on the lower lash line and match it all up. Just to get everything looking nice and consistent. So I'm just taking the Lovesick shade down here and then I'm gonna blend it out with the lighter shades. So the lower lash line is done, and I did go in with some glitter primer on the lids from Give Me Glow again. And now I'm gonna go into Smooth, which is actually the discount code to get 20% off. And I'm going to put that all over the lid. This one looks more like a satin. It's kind of like a copper satin shade. Ooh, but it's pretty. It's pretty bright for being also a deeper metallic. Like, it's very reflective. At least it's picking up in the light like that, like on my studio lighting. So now I'm going to go in again with the Bella shade right here, the lightest pink, and use that again as an inner corner highlight because honestly, that's really all we have to work with. I mean, I could always pull from another palette, but I'm trying to just, you know, stick to this palette for the looks and stuff. But in reality, I would probably pull another palette or use a highlighter shade as my inner corner highlight. But I mean, this would do. I mean, it's still pretty good at popping the inner corner. All right, that is it for this look. Pretty simple, but really beautiful. So I'm gonna go and do the rest of my makeup off camera, like my lashes, liner, and everything. And then I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. All right, I'm back, and here is the completed look. This is how everything turned out. I think it's really pretty. It's a more monochromatic reddish berry toned look, and I'm very happy with this. I love this one as well. But what I did off camera was I went in with the chocolate candy bar lashes from Glamlite again. I used the Kiss Glue liner, and then I went in with the Melt Cosmetics lipstick, and On The Go, it's one of their matte lipsticks. And I just went for a more nudie, cool toned pink shade to go with this look. And I also used the Nabla Cupid's Arrow in number 7. It's kind of a winey color, and I thought this matched perfectly with the look. And that is everything that I did off camera to complete everything, and that is it for look number 2. I'm so happy so far. So I think I am ready to give you guys my final first impressions on this palette. All right, my love, so I'm sure it's pretty obvious in how I feel about this palette because I was giving you guys a lot of commentary as I was using it, but I do feel like this is the really good Melt Cosmetics formula, and I'm so happy that this turned out to be a good one. Everything performed like a dream. The mattes are very pigmented, but they are blendable. You just have to work slow. If you're afraid of dark mattes, just don't go so heavy-handed into the pan. Just go lightly, dust off the excess, and slowly build it up, and you can just make a beautiful diffuse crease. I love dark mattes. I love smoky looks, and I do feel like they improved their metallic formula because these are really beautiful, these dark metallics in here. This olive shade had a little bit of sparkle to it. It was reflective. And this shade right here that's more like a copper was also very reflective. It is more on that traditional buttery, creamy foiled end, but they were actually really beautiful. And overall, most melt palettes, their metallics are very muted and lackluster. So I was very impressed by the metallics in this palette. Now overall, this does lean very dark. So if you don't like dark shadows, you're probably not gonna like this, because these are like the only light shades in the pan, and there's nothing really to like brighten up the inner corner. There's no light metallics in here, and I prefer a light metallic, or I like to use really light mattes in the inner corner, and I do like mixing lighter shades with darker shades. So this will be more of an accent palette, because I do feel like I'll have to bring in other palettes to get it to be like my perfect, you know, kind of style and how I like to create my looks. But I am very happy with this palette, and I do feel like the look still came out beautiful even though I didn't pull in any lighter shades. I love how smoky and sultry and a little bit of a grunge, the rosy tones. I just think this is beautiful. I think this is going to be so wonderful for like the fall time. So I'm very happy that I ended up picking up this palette, because I almost passed on it. So I'm happy I convinced myself to get it, okay? I'm happy I caved in on this purchase, and I just think it's great. So that's my overall thoughts on this palette. Hopefully this video was helpful in letting you know whether you should pick it up or if you shouldn't, if this is right for you or not. And I hope you like the looks that I created. But you guys will have to let me know in the comments below. Did you pick up the palette? Did you purchase? Did you pass? What is your overall thoughts on this palette? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, you like a lot of like colorful makeup content, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will link other melt reviews that I've done and videos that you might be interested in watching. I will also link where you can find the palette. I will have the rest of my makeup linked as well. And I will also have my contact info and social media platforms there. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. If you want to check me out over there and see what I'm up to on Instagram, because I do post different things on there. And I would really love for you to join my Instagram fam. But I think that was everything, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for hanging out with me, for being here and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are all doing well wherever you are in the world. And I'm just sending you all so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.